Hello everyone, I am Mr. Sunil Kumar from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, HAIET Mangalore. Dear students, I am teaching you the course Finite Element Analysis. The subject code is 17ME61 as per the VTU syllabus. We are dealing with the contents of Module 4. Until now, I have shared you 4 videos in Module 4. This is the 5th video in Module 4. Module 4 deals about heat transfer in composite walls and fins. We are dealing with composite walls. In the last class, we have learnt about the finite element formulation of composite walls with considering conduction only, conduction and convection, free and convection, conduction and surface convection, and also we have dealt with the internal heat generation. So in this class, we'll deal with analysis of 1D heat transfer in composite walls. We'll go through the finite element expressions or formulations, which I will explain you in detail, and also we will solve some problems. Okay. Once again, to be specific, I am Mr. Sunil Kumar from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, working as assistant professor at the esteemed AJIET AJ Institute of Engineering and Technology, Mangalore. Today we shall learn about analysis of 1D heat transfer in composite walls. I have already told you what is 1D. 1D means it is about one directional heat flow, which means the analysis is one directional or one dimensional. The analysis is one dimensional. Heat flow is happening only in one direction, is known as 1D heat transfer, and we are dealing with walls. To be specific, composite walls. To be specific, composite walls. We have derived number of expressions. We have derived number of expressions in composite walls. The first one is the conduction matrix for 1D heat transfer. Listen carefully. The first one is conduction matrix for 1D heat transfer. Conduction matrix suffix is given as C. Conduction suffix is given as C. Okay, for conduction. Conduction matrix is this one. It is given as A into K. A into K. K is the conductivity of the material. Conductivity of the material by length of the element into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. If you observe, it is same as that of bar element. In bar we will write AE by L, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Here we have written AK by L, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Here K is the material property. K is the material property. A is the dimensional cross sectional area. It is the cross sectional area of the element or the member given. Okay. Now the next one is 1D heat conduction with free end convection. Convections are of two types. There are two types of convection. One is end convection, other one is surface convection. There are two types of convection. One is end convection, other one is surface convection. Okay. If end convection is there, we will write KH suffix end we have to write. KH suffix end we have to write. If we don't write also, it means we have to mention it as end convection by words. Okay. Now that is given as H into A. What is H? H is convective heat transfer coefficient of the material. It is the material property. A is the area, cross sectional area, not surface area. End convection happens in cross sectional area at the end. That is why cross sectional area 0, 0, 0 and 1. If you write 1 here, it means right end is having end convection. If you write 1 here in the 2 cross 2 matrix, that means right end is having end convection. Why the matrix size is 2 cross 2? Because degrees of freedom per element is 2. Per each element will have 2 nodes. At each node, degrees of freedom will be 1. Per element, degrees of freedom will be 2. That is why size of this matrix is 2 cross 2. The same end convection matrix will be like this. Means one is written here instead of writing at the right bottom corner. It is written at the K11 instead of writing at K22. It is written as K11 position if left end is having free convection. If left end is having free convection. So in end convection itself there are two types. Convection are of two types. One is end convection, surface convection. In end convection itself there are two types. One is right end convection, other one is left end convection. One is right end convection, other one is left end convection. Okay, there are two types of end convections. Okay, the total conduction matrix will be in this case with end convection is K. Total conduction matrix is conduction matrix plus end convection matrix. Conduction matrix plus end convection matrix, which means conduction matrix plus end convection matrix. Remember this equation. This type of problems we will deal with where there is only end convection and we will neglect surface convection. Okay, now if 1D heat convection is happening with free convection and internal heat generation, then global conduction matrix will be conduction matrix plus convection. This is free convection matrix. This is conduction matrix, free convection matrix. Free convection matrix is HPL by 6 2 1 1 2. This number should be 2. Please make a note. This number should be 2. This number should be 2. Please make a note. So the global matrix is conduction matrix plus free convection matrix, that is surface convection matrix. Surface convection matrix. So HP L by 6. H is convective transfer coefficient. P is perimeter. L is length. Perimeter into length gives the surface area into 2 1 1 2 is the matrix for surface convection. So conduction with free end convection, conduction with surface convection. There may be internal heat generation also. So force vector are also of three types. There are three types of force vector in composite walls. The one force vector due to end convection. The one force vector is due to end convection. It depends on A, end convection. End means cross sectional area into convective heat transfer coefficient into the surrounding temperature T infinity into 0 1 0 1 if right end is having free end convection. Similarly 1 0 if left end is having free end convection. So end convection is of two types, right end convection and left end convection. Therefore there are two types of force vector depending upon which end is having end convection, free end convection. Now force vector due to general convection. General convection means surface convection. Surface convection is given as, again it depends on the material property, that is convective heat transfer coefficient of the material, and it depends on the surrounding temperature T infinity. It depends on the surface area, that is perimeter into length. Surface area, not cross sectional area. Surface convection means surface area, perimeter into length, into 1 1 1 1 means it will happen from node 1 to node 2 throughout the element. That is why it is 1 1. It doesn't depend on right or left hand. It is throughout the element. Similarly, force vector due to Internal heat generation. Internal heat generation with heat flux value Q bar. Internal heat generated flux value Q bar is given as internal heat generation into volume. Volume is A into L. So internal heat occurs throughout the volume, and it occurs from node 1 to node 2, that is by 1 1 1. And the equilibrium equation is given as K into T is equal to F. So in bar we have dealt K into Q is equal to F. So similarly it is K into T is equal to F. T is the unknown variable. We will determine K, we will have F. T is the unknown thing which we have to determine in the analysis of heat transfer. T is the unknown variable which we have to determine in the analysis of heat transfer. Okay. Suppose at node 1 T is given and you are asked to find out node 2. You have to find out T2 at node 2. This is how the analysis goes. We shall move on to the problems now. Now we shall move on to problems. The problems on composite walls. Problems on composite wall. 1D heat transfer means heat transfer in one direction. First we will deal with two element. Even though if I have explained you about this in the previous video, still some students might understand in the second explanation, where I will deal slowly and step by step carefully. Now this is the question. This is the question. There are two walls. This is first wall. This is second wall. Both the walls are having composite. They are composite. They are joined, which means they are in contact, physical contact, which means heat can flow from wall 1 to wall 2. It can flow from wall 1 to wall 2. What is the question? Question is like this. Determine the temperature distribution throughout the composite wall subjected to convection heat loss at the right surface with convection heat transfer coefficient as shown in the figure. The ambient temperature is minus 5 degrees centigrade, which means observe the figure carefully. This is one material. This is one material because the first wall is having the conductivity of 6 watt per meter degree centigrade. The second wall is having the conductivity of 20 watt per meter degree centigrade. Okay. Now, at this point, temperature is given 20 degree centigrade. Means the boundary condition type is specified temperature boundary condition. What type of boundary condition we are dealing with? We are dealing with specified temperature boundary condition. We are dealing with specified temperature boundary condition. Here at this point we have to find temperature. Here at this point we have to find temperature. Though this looks like two-dimensional, we will take 1D heat transfer. We will analyze 1D FE model. Since there is one-dimensional analysis, we can take 1D element also. We can take 1D element also. So H is convective heat transfer coefficient of the material. It is 1000 watt per meter degree centigrade. Length of the first element is 0.06 meter. Length of the second element is 0.02 meter. And at the right surface means at this end there is free end convection. At this end there is free end convection, where temperature at this end means surroundings. Temperature here at this end is minus 5 degrees centigrade. So this problem is of conduction plus right end convection, free convection. Conduction and right end convection. Force vector is due to end convection. Global conductivity matrix will be conduction matrix plus free end convection matrix. Okay, you understood this problem. Here the temperature is specified temperature. We have to find T2, T3. Now, how we have to take an element? How we have to take an element? Fe element. Fe model, how we have to consider? Since there is composite section here, means there is material change. When we have to consider one node in between, when there is material change, when there is geometry change, when there is load change, when there is obstruction inside the material itself, or when there is material change. So your material is changed. How we can say that material is changing? Because K value is different, conductivity is different for both the elements, which means material property is different, which means material is different. Okay. Now therefore we'll consider two element. How many elements? Two element. Two element means node 1, node 2, node 3. Node 1, node 2, node 3 means at node 1 temperature is 20 degree. We have to find out T2 temperature at node 2, and we have to find out T3 at temperature node 3. Okay. Now the Fe model is given as like this. This is the Fe model. As I told, we have considered two element 1 and element 2 having node 1, node 2 and node 3. T1 is given 20 degrees centigrade. We have to find out T2 at node 2, temperature at node 2 and temperature at node 3. This is L1, this is L2, this is Fe model. As I told, T1 is given 20 degrees centigrade. Observe the figure. Temperature is in degrees centigrade. Conductivity is in degrees centigrade. Convectivity transfer in degrees centigrade. And everything in is meter. Observe meter here. Meter. We shall retain in watt, meter and degree centigrade. You see, FEI is a numerical technique. We are solving only for numbers, but at the end we have to write unit because temperature is having unit. So we will maintain in our analysis these units: temperature degree centigrade, length dimension in meter, and it is watt. Okay. So T1 is 20 degrees centigrade. No need to convert into Kelvin because I told surrounding temperature is minus 5 degrees centigrade. Okay. Conductivity of material, first material is 6 watt per meter degree centigrade. We will keep it as it is. Conductivity of second material is 20 watt per meter degree centigrade. We will keep it as it is. Most important point is what is cross sectional area? Cross sectional area is not given in most of the walls problem. Cross sectional area will not be given. We should assume it as 1 meter square. Listen carefully. It is required during substitution. A cross sectional area of the wall is, if it is given, we have to take that value. If it is not given, we have to assume it as 1 meter square. 1 meter square. Why meter square? Because I am maintaining it as meter square throughout the problem. We should know that. Okay. Now H is also given. We should maintain in meters and degrees centigrade. Okay. Now we have to find out. The first step is to find out the nodal temperature. This is the given problem. We have to find out the nodal temperatures at node 2 and node 3. For that we have to consider similar to that of bars. First we will consider elemental matrices. As I told, the problem deals with conduction plus free end convection. There will be two elemental matrices. One is conduction matrix AK by LE 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. A is cross sectional area which we have assumed as 1. K is the conductivity of material. L is the length of material. 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. The size of the stiffness matrix is 2 plus 2 because the degree of freedom per element is 2. We have two elements. That is why the conduction matrix, listen here, conduction matrix will be different for element 1 and will be different for element 2. The conduction matrix will be different for element 1 and will be different for element 2. For element 1 it is A1 K1 by L1 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. I will show you. L1 is 0.06 meter, L2 is 0.02 meter, K1 is 6, K2 is 20. We have to substitute those values. K1 is 6, A1 is 1, area is 1, A1 A2 is equal to 1, length is 0.06, 1 minus 1 minus 1, we get 100 minus 100 minus 100 as the conduction matrix for first element. Okay, similarly the conduction matrix for second element, here we will substitute K2, A2 and L2. K2 conductivity of the material, A2 and L2 length 2 into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 will give 1000 minus 1000 minus 1000. Okay, now global conduction matrix only for conduction will be K1 plus K2. Global conduction matrix will be K1 plus K2. Okay, we have to consider the degrees of freedom. Here the degrees of freedom is 1 2 1 2. Here the degrees of freedom is 2 3 2 3. The total degrees of freedom for entire two walls, the entire geometry is 3. That is why global matrix will have the size 3. Per element degrees of freedom is 2. At each node, each element will have 2 nodes. At each node 1 degree of freedom. That is why per element degrees of freedom is 2. Therefore stiffness matrix size is 2 cross 2. But here globally stiffness matrix size is 3 cross 3 because there are 2 elements and 3 nodes. At each node 3 degrees of freedom. Depending on the degrees of freedom, the matrix size will different, the conduction matrix. Okay, only this term will be added, which is common in degrees of freedom. So first four 1 2 3 4 which you observe here belongs to element 1. Okay, now 1 2 3 4, these 4 terms belongs to element 2. Only this component is sharing. That is why that is 100 plus 1000 becomes 1100. Until now we have dealt with only conduction matrix. Now at node 3, heat is lost by convection because end is not insulated, which means in the problem it is given as right end is having free end convection. In the problem it is given as right end is having free end convection. Which is right end? Node 3 is at right hand. Therefore we have to write convection matrix. Convection matrix I will write directly global convection matrix. Global means for entire member or a geometry. It is A into H 0 0 0 0 1 is written at this end because right end is having convection. I should have written 1 here if left end is having convection. Since right hand is having convection, I will write 1 here. This is convection matrix for end convection. You can write end here at the suffix once again. If not, you should mention it is for end convection. You should mention it is for end convection at the right hand. Right hand. That is why 1 here. So after multiplying A is what? Cross sectional area 1. H is given, H is 1000, which is given. After multiplying, I will write 1000 here directly. 1000 here directly. Now global matrix is conduction matrix plus convection matrix, that can be done here or at the end. Now what about force vector? Please listen carefully. What about force vector? Force vector is due to three conditions. One is end convection, other one is surface convection, or the third one is internal heat generation. Third one is internal heat generation. There will be three conditions for force vector. Here, which is the condition for force vector? End convection. End convection is the condition for force vector. Therefore, force vector for end convection is T infinity or T alpha, which means the surrounding temperature. 0, 0, 1. 1 I have written here because why? Because right hand is having convection. I should write 100 if left hand is having convection. Okay, okay. Now area is 1, H is 1000, minus 5. It is having lower temperature. So minus 5000 will be the term 00 minus 5000. So this is the global force vector because there is no other reason for force vector. So what is equilibrium equation? Equilibrium equation is K into T is equal to F. So what is that K? It is due to conduction plus free end convection. Conduction plus free end convection. This matrix shows conduction. This matrix shows end convection. Adding both the things we will get like this. This 1000 is added with this 1000 terms. There is corresponding terms added. Corresponding terms added. It becomes 2000. T1, T2, T3, T1, T2, T3 because three temperatures 0, 0, 5000. This is about the equilibrium equation. Now we have to apply boundary condition. Now we have to apply boundary condition. How to apply boundary condition? Listen here. Listen here carefully. Listen here carefully. Now T1 is known. If T1 is known, we have to try to eliminate first row and first column. We should try to eliminate first row and first column. We have to eliminate that. How we should eliminate? How we should eliminate? We cannot eliminate this minus 100 because first column is having minus 100. Now you see, since T1 is known, consider this second row and try to eliminate this term, minus 100 term. How it can be done? Consider that second row. Consider that second row. There is no direct elimination here. It is not like bar. There is no fixed end like that. Okay. Consider this second row and write that equation. Minus 100 into T1 plus 1100 into T2 minus 1000 into T3 is equal to second row equation 0. That is what here, minus 100 T1 plus 1100 T2 minus 1000 T3 is equal to 0. T1 is known. T1 is given. How much T1? T1 is given. What is the value of T1? It is 20 degrees centigrade. We are dealing with 20 centigrade. 20 degrees centigrade. Now substitute T1. Substitute T1. So the equation becomes 1100 T2 minus 1000 T3 is equal to, if T1 into minus 100 comes this side, becomes plus 100 T1. T1 is 20, it becomes 2000. Now this is the new equation for second row. So both these equations are same. This equation and both the equations are same. So second row is replaced by 0 T1 plus 1100 T2 minus 1000 T3 is equal to 2000. So I can write 0 here and I replace this 0 by 2000. Okay, I will write 0 here and replace this 0 by 2000. Okay, that is what is done, and first row is eliminated, first column is eliminated. Because T1 is known, I don't want that. I want only two rows, two equations, and there, because there are two unknowns. I know only two. I have to find out only two temperatures. Two unknowns are there. We have to reduce to two equations. So first column, first row is deleted. Remaining terms are written. But this zero is replaced by sorry, is replaced by 2000. Okay. Now how many unknowns are there? Two unknowns are there. How many equations are there? Two equations are there. By that we can find temperature T2 as 0.833 degrees centigrade, temperature T3 as minus 2.916 degrees centigrade. Please be careful about the unit. We are maintaining degrees centigrade, and observe carefully. Left hand node 1 is 20 degree. Surrounding temperature is minus 5. So temperature should decrease when moving towards right, because right side surrounding temperature is minus 5. Okay. Now right side surrounding temperature is minus 5 means temperature should decrease slowly. T2 should be less than T1. T2 should be less than T1. We have got less than 20 0.833. T3 should be less than T2. We have got minus 2.91. This should be less than T infinity, which is minus 5 degrees centigrade. Finally, we have to mention the temperature vector as 20 degree minus 0.833 degree minus 2.9167 degrees centigrade. That is the unit you have to mention. Okay. Dear students, the problems which we are learning now, they are very important with respect to the final exams. It may be asked for 10 marks, 12 marks, 14 marks, 16 marks or 20 marks also. Please concentrate, particularly this problem onwards. They are very important. They are 100% questions. The same problems will be asked. I will guarantee you. There may be little changes in the data, otherwise the entire things will be same. Okay, we shall deal with the next problem. The next problem is 1D heat transfer in composite wall, with 3 elements. Here the question is like this: there are 3 walls. How do you know that there are 3 walls? There are 3 walls which are composite by the lines here. The first wall is of different material, the second wall is different, the third wall is different, because the conductivity is different, 20, 30 and 50 respectively for 3 walls. The dimension is maintained in meters and degrees centigrade, that we have to take care of. Okay, now in the question, T naught, the specified temperature 20 degrees centigrade is given. Suppose if this is there are 3 walls, means we will take it as 3 elements having node 1. Observe carefully the cursor which I am placing, having node 1 here, node 2, node 3, node 4. T naught is given means temperature at node 4 is given, which means T4 is 20 degrees centigrade. We have to find out T1, T2, T3. Outside T1, temperature is T infinity. Temperature is T infinity, which is 800 degrees centigrade. Surrounding temperature is 800 degrees centigrade. So T4 is 20 means T1 will be less than 800, T2 will be less than T1, T3 will be less than T2, T4 is less than T3, that is 20. So temperature should be more than 20 here, more than that, less than 800. So convective heat transfer coefficient is H is 25 watt per meter square degree centigrade. Okay, left hand is subjected to convection here. There is no mentioning of free convection, surface convection in the question. Surface convection is not at all given in all the wall problems. Almost the surface convection generally will not be given. So left hand is subjected to convection. Unlike the last problem, this problem left hand is subjected to convection, and there are three elements, four nodes. We have to find out three temperatures T1, T2, T3, T4 is given. This is the problem. I hope you have understood. Okay. The finite element model goes like this. There are three elements, element 1, element 2, element B, 3 with 4 nodes. T4 is given, L1 is 0.3 meter, 0.15 meter, 0.15 meter. We are maintaining in meters. We are maintaining in meters. We are maintaining in degrees centigrade. That we should take care of. Okay. T0, 20 degrees centigrade. No need to write in Kelvin because we are maintaining in centigrade. T infinity or T alpha, both are one and the same. 800 degrees centigrade, K1 watt per meter degree centigrade, K2 watt per meter degree centigrade, K3, L1, L2, L3, and H are given. H is the end convection. H is the end convection. Now we have to find out convection matrix. Convection matrix for three elements. Convection matrix for three elements. What is convection matrix? What is convection matrix? Kc is given as A K by Le. 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. For first element, A is not given. Once again, area, which cross sectional area is not given. What we shall do? Yes, we will assume it as 1 meter square. We will assume it as 1 meter square. Okay, we will assume area as 1 meter square. Area as 1 meter square. That is area as 1 meter square written here. Conductive coefficient or conductivity of the material is 20 for first material. Length is 0.3. We will get 66.667. Okay. Similarly, conductivity for element 2 is 30 and length is 0.15. Area is 1 only. We will get 200 minus 200 minus 200 200. Similarly, conductivity for third element is 50. Area is 1 only and length is 0.15 meter. We will get 333.33 minus 333.33 minus 333.33 333.33. Provided you should understand degrees of freedom here is 1 2 1 2. Here it is 2 3 2 3. Here the degrees of freedom is 3 4 3 4. Okay. Here the degrees of freedom is 1 2 2 3 3 4. So we have to add this with this and this with this. So what will be the size of global stiffness matrix? How many nodes are there? 4 nodes are there. Since 4 nodes are there, at each node 1 degree of freedom. At each node 1 degree of freedom. So total degrees of freedom per given problem is 4. Therefore the global conduction matrix, not stiffness matrix. Global conduction matrix size will be 4 cross. The global conduction matrix is given as K1 plus K2 plus K3. It will be size 4 cross 4. As I told you, This is the component which is added with the first and second added, second and third added. So the size will be 4 cross 4 with 4 degrees of freedom. Now left hand is subjected to convection. The next point is at node 1. At node 1 it is lost by convection because left end is subjected to convection. That end is not insulated, right? It is insulated, but left end is not insulated. So since left end is not insulated, the convective matrix, the element convective matrix or the global convective matrix can be written directly with the size 4 cross 4 as A into H. H is convective heat transfer coefficient of the material. One I am writing here. I told in the previous problem. One I am writing here because left hand is having convection. If right hand is having convection, that one will come here. So since left hand is having convection, one I am writing here. 4 plus 4 because we are having 4 degrees of freedom, 4 noded. At each node 1 degrees of freedom, so 4 degrees of freedom per entire geometry. So A into H is 1 into H, that is 25. A is cross sectional area. Cross sectional area is referred to end convection. Now force vector. Force vector is due to end convection. Force vector is due to end convection. Directly we can write global force vector A into, once again, the H material property into T infinity. T infinity is 800 degrees centigrade. It is the higher temperature region. Now it is 1 is written here because left hand is having convection. If right hand, it should come here. Okay. Now it is 20 into 10 power 3, 1000, or 20 into 10 power 3 can be written like this. Now further moving on into equilibrium condition. Equilibrium condition is K into T is equal to F. K into T is equal to F. We can add, this is conduction matrix, this is convection matrix. We can add directly both of the things, so that now this is the addition of conduction and convection matrix. This is the force vector due to convection and convection. T4 is known. T4 is known. T4 is known. We should try to eliminate. We should try to eliminate fourth row and fourth column. T4 is known. We should try to eliminate fourth row and fourth column. If you are going with elimination method, please listen carefully. If you are going with elimination method, since T4 is known, we should eliminate fourth row and fourth column. But since this number is there, we have to change that to 0. For that, we should consider this row, and then we have to try to eliminate. But here in this problem, I will explain you about different approach, that is penalty method of boundary condition. In this problem, we will try to learn about penalty method of boundary condition. So what do we do in penalty method of boundary condition? We take the largest value of stiffness matrix and multiply into 10 power 4 and add that value somewhere else. So how to add that value? Here in heat transfer problem, which is the largest value? 66.67 into 8 is the largest value. Okay, 66.67 into 8 is the largest value, into 10 power 4 is taken as C. C is equal to maximum of Kij into 10 power 4, means 66.67 into 8, which is the largest value in this conduction matrix, in this global matrix, into 10 power 4 into 10 power 4 is the value of C. That C is added with this term. That C is added with this term K44. Why K44? Because T4 is given. That is added with that term because T4 is given. T4 is the specified temperature. If T1 is given, that will be added here. Now in exam, if they ask, this calculation is very important. We cannot eliminate directly. We have to do something. In exam, if they ask, use penalty method of boundary condition, this is the approach. If they do not ask anything, you can use elimination method or penalty method. Usually elimination method will be easier. Now in penalty method, here in this problem I will add that C here because T4 is the specified temperature. So the new stiffness matrix, sorry, new conduction matrix will be like this. Sorry. That is added here. That is the new conduction matrix. That is also added here. Both load vector and conduction matrix changes. The value of C is added to K44 because T4 is the specified temperature. At the same time, it is added to C into T4. Listen here, C into T4. C into T4 is added to fourth row of the force vector. Please listen once again carefully. The penalty method of boundary condition in the earlier problem, in the earlier conduction matrix, the maximum of this conduction matrix is 66.7 into 8. This maximum value is multiplied by 10 power 4. That is taken as C. That C is added to this term because T4 is given. If T1 is given, it should be added here. Now since T4 is given, it is added here. And C into T4 is added to the fourth row of force vector. It is added with the fourth row of force vector. Suppose if T1 is given, it will be added into the first element or first component or first row of the force vector. Since T4 is given, we are dealing with 4 and 4. If T1 is given, we will deal with 1 and 1. Okay. Now consider this for conduction matrix and this for force vector. Okay. So that is how it is added. C is added here. C into T4 is added here. Now on simplification, we have to find all 4 values. On simplification, we have to find all 4 values. That is how penalty method deals with. But it is usually better to go with the elimination method, my dear students. Okay. I hope you have understood this problem. I will move on to the next problem now. Okay. We shall solve the next problem. The problem is like this. An induction furnace wall is made up of 3 layers, which means 3 composite walls of 3 different materials. Now with 3 different materials are also given. Determine the nodal temperatures. So any boundary condition can be used. So this is the given question. Please make a note. This is the given question. So in this question, there are 3 materials, 3 composite walls, I, M and O, with 3 different materials because K1 is 8.5 watt per meter Kelvin. Temperature is given in, unit is given in Kelvin. Unit is given in Kelvin. K2 is 0.25 watt per meter Kelvin. K3 is 0.08 watt per meter Kelvin. 3 different materials with 3 different conductivities. H is convective heat transfer coefficient, 45 watt per meter square Kelvin. It is given in Kelvin. So we have to convert all the temperatures into Kelvin now. We have to convert all the temperatures into Kelvin. That is the very important step here. That is very important step here. Okay, we have to convert all the temperatures into Kelvin. Okay, now this is T1, this is T2, this is T3, this is T4, which means since there are three materials, we will consider the finite element model as to have three elements and four nodes as in the previous problem. The right end is subjected to convection. This shows that the right end is subjected to convection. Okay, this shows that the right end is subjected to free end convection with this value of convectivity, and the surrounding temperature is 30 degrees centigrade. It looks like a room temperature. The surrounding temperature here is 30 degrees centigrade towards right side. Okay, T1 is 600 degrees centigrade. T1 is 600. We have to find out T2, T3, T4. We have to find T2, T3, T4. Okay, this is given in centimeter. We have to convert it to meter because we have meter here. So centimeter should be converted into meter. Be careful about the units. We have to maintain 1 unit. Though it is a numerical problem, we should convert into 1 unit and then we have to solve. Okay, so convert degree centigrade into Kelvin because we have Kelvin here. Convert centimeters into meters because we have meters here. Okay, the FE model is given as like this. It is having three elements with four nodes T1, 1, 2, 3 and 4. At each node the temperature is T1, T2, T3, T4. So at each node degrees of freedom is 1. So totally per element degrees of freedom will be 2. So there are 3 elements. So total degrees of freedom is 4 because there are 4 nodes. So these are the given things. Since I have explained the previous problem slowly, this problem try to understand little quickly. Okay, now we have to find the nodal temperature. Elemental matrices. First we will deal with conduction matrix. There are two things here. One is conduction and free end convection at the right end. There is no surface convection. There is no internal heat generation. One is conduction and free end convection at the right end. Okay. Conduction in 3 elements are there. Okay. What is the conduction matrix? Kc is equal to AK by Le 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. AK by Le 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 is Kc. Conduction matrix. So to that conduction matrix we have to calculate for each element now. So 8.5 is the conductivity of first element. K1. Okay. One is area, cross-sectional area. Since it is not given, we have to assume it as 1 meter square. 25 centimeter is converted into 25.25 meters. So we will get 34 minus 34, 34 minus 34, 34. Okay. Similarly, 0.25 is the value of K2. 1 is the value of A2. 0.05 is the value of L2. So we will get 5 minus 5 minus 5, 5. Similarly, 0.08 is the value of K3. A3 is 1. L3 is 0.03 meters. It is 2.67. Like that. Next, since there are 3 elements, global conduction matrix will have 4 plus 4. As I told, the first global conduction matrix will have degrees of freedom 1 and 2. The second conduction matrix will have degrees of freedom 2 and 3. The third conduction matrix will have the degrees of freedom 3 and 4. So total global degrees of freedom is 4. So the terms added are this component, are added. Now one more is there. At node 4 there is convection. At node 4 there is convection. So the convection matrix globally can be written as with the size 4 cross 4 itself. So 1 I have written here. The 1 is written at the K44 position because right end is subjected to convection. Because right end is subjected to convection. If left end is subjected to convection, that one should have been written here. But since in this problem right end is subjected to convection, we will write that 1 here at this position. Okay. Now the global convection therefore can be given as, right, multiply A into H. A is 1, H is 45 watt per meter square Kelvin. So I have to write 45. Now I'm maintaining whatever the units I have to maintain the common units. Okay, don't worry to be. It is not required that we have to maintain in centigrade only, Kelvin only, but we have to maintain, since K and H are given in meter and Kelvin, we will follow meter and Kelvin. Now force vector. Force vector is due to end convection, right end convection. Since right end convection, it is given as AHT alpha or T infinity. It can be T alpha or T infinity 0 0 0 1. 1 is written here because node 4 is subjected to convection, right hand. So after multiplication, this is H value, this is T infinity. 30 degrees taken as 303 Kelvin. 13635. Okay. Now we have to go with equilibrium condition is the next step as usual. We are solving in all the cases. Okay. What is the equilibrium condition? K into T plus K into T is equal to F. This K is for conduction. Okay. This K is for convection. This can be added earlier or you can add at the end later. Now this is conduction matrix. This is end convection matrix. 2.67 can be directly added with 45. Okay, and temperature can be found. Now that will be 47.67. Okay, that for this K44 term. Now which temperature is given? T1 is given. T1 is given. How to apply boundary condition now? I will explain carefully. Listen carefully. T1 is given. Since T1 is given, we will try to eliminate first row and first column. Well, first column is being eliminated. This term should be made 0. First row we can eliminate directly. This term we should make it 0. To make the term 0, we should consider this row. We should consider that row and write the equation. So how to write that equation? Minus 34 into T1 plus 39 into T2 minus 5 into T3 plus 0 into T4 is equal to 0. Second row is equal to 0. Okay, that is what written here. In that we know T1, it is 600 degrees centigrade, which means 873 Kelvin. We are following Kelvin. Make a note. So this entire term, if we take right side, 39 T2 minus 5 T3 is equal to 34 T1. Okay, since T1 is known, we will arrive at this equation. This equation is similar to this equation. This equation is similar to that equation. Now therefore, this row can be replaced as, make it 0. This is 0. 0, 39, 5, 0. But here 0 is replaced by this number 29682. 29682 is written here. Okay, did you understand? 29682 is written at this position. 29682 is written at this position. If you write 29682 at this position, Then we can eliminate first row and first column. Will remain with only this term, this term, this term, and 3 temperatures, and this value will be 29682 So we will remain like that. That matrix is written here like this. So there are 3 unknowns, 3 equations. It can be easily solved in the calculator. It can be easily solved using calculator. After solving in the calculator, 873 is given, 600, that is we are converted in Kelvin. So after solving, we have got all these values and unit is Kelvin. This is about this problem. This problem is very important. This will be given in the examination. Now we will move on to the next problem. The next problem is also of composite wall. The problem is like this. For the brick wall, it's a brick wall shown in the figure. The inner surface temperature is 28 degrees centigrade. Okay, and the outer surface is exposed to cold air at minus 15 degrees centigrade. Determine the temperature in the wall by considering it as 2 heat flow elements. Now observe this carefully. Inner temperature is 28 degrees centigrade. Means temperature at this point is given. Exposed temperature means T infinity. Exposed temperature means T infinity is given minus 15 degrees centigrade. Convective heat transfer coefficient H value is 40 watt per meter square degree centigrade. Unit is meter degree centigrade. Conductivity of the material is 0.7 watt per meter degree centigrade. The question is to solve by considering it as 2 heat flow elements. 2 heat flow elements. Here the length given is 0.3 meter. If question is given as consider it as 2 heat flow elements, then we have to exactly divide into half. Exactly divide into half, having one element here, other element here. Don't worry about this part, upper or lower part. We have to consider only one element, two element. One element having 0.15 meter, other element having 0.15 meter. Both the elements are having same property K. K1 will be K2 is equal to K. Okay, both the elements are of same material, but we have to consider it as 2 element. Okay, now since 2 elements T1, node 1, node 2, node 3 will be there. T1 is given 28 degrees centigrade with this specified temperature boundary condition. We have to find out T2, we have to find out T3. T infinity is given. Right end is subjected to free end convection. Right end is subjected to free end convection. This is the problem. FE model is given as like this. Node 1, node 2, node 3 with 2 elements. T1 is given, we have to find out T2, T3. Now what are the elemental matrices? There are two things once again, conduction plus free end convection at the right end. So conduction matrix is given as Kc is equal to AE Ke by L into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay. Now there are two elements, but conduction matrix for the both the elements will be same because area is same. What is the area? It is not given, so we have to assume it as 1 meter square. Okay. K, conductivity is same, length is same. We have equally divided into 0.15 meters. Okay, area is same, conductivity is same, length is same. If this is the condition, K1 will be equal to K2. Sorry, take down this as K2. K1 will be equal to K2. So which means I substitute the value of K, area and length 4.67. K1 will be equal to K2, but degrees of freedom will change. K1 will have 1, 2, degrees of freedom, K2 will have 2, 3 degrees of freedom. So this term gets added 4.67 plus 4.67. So the global conduction matrix will be like this. The global conduction matrix will be like this. Now node 3 is subjected to free end convection. Node 3 is subjected to free end convection. I will write 3 cross 3 matrix directly. I will write 1 here because right end is having convection, free end convection. Okay. What is that? Area into H. H is given as 40. Area is 1. So 40 I will give here. This is about convection matrix. Force is due to free end convection, that is A into H into T infinity 0, 0, 1. Force is 0, 0, 1. 1 is written here because right end is having convection. T infinity is surrounding temperature, which is minus 15 degrees centigrade. Area is 1. Convective heat transfer coefficient is 40. And then minus 15 degrees centigrade. We are following degree centigrade now. As given in centigrade. Now this is the answer 0, 0 minus 600 for the force vector. As usual, equilibrium is given as K into T is equal to F. Now this is the conduction matrix. This is the convection matrix. Both are added. 40 is added with this term and this term are added and made 44.67. T1, T2, T3, 0, 0, 600 is the force vector. T1 is given. T1 is given. T1 is given. Its value is T1 is 28 degrees centigrade. Now since T1 is given, we will try to eliminate first row, first column. We will try to eliminate first row, first column. To eliminate first column, we should make this term 0. How to make that term 0? Consider this entire row, that entire row. Okay, minus 4.67 into T1 plus 9.34 into T2 minus 4.67 into T3 is equal to 0. That equation is written here. Now in this equation T1 is known 28. So since T1 is known, if we replace T1 and take this term right side, we can write this equation like this, 130.26. Okay. Now this equation is same as this equation. So this entire second row can be replaced with this equation, which means here I will write 0. I will write same as it is. This 130.76 is replaced here. This 0 is replaced by 130.76. T1 is known, that is why I will eliminate first column, first row. I will reduce this equilibrium into this condition. After reducing into this condition, here there are two equations and two unknowns. The unknowns are T2 and T3. By solving, we will get T2 as 7.683 degrees centigrade, T3 as minus 12.63 degrees centigrade. Be careful, T1 is 28, T2 is less than that because exposed temperature is negative, lower than that. So T2 should be less. T3 should be less than T2, and at the same time it should be greater than T infinity also, because there it is minus 15. So it is in between 7 and minus 15. Now minus 12 and T infinity will be minus 15. So we have to be careful with the values. Okay, 28 it is reduced to 7.6 because the exposed temperature is negative. Minus 12, further T infinity will be minus 15, like that. Okay, that is how we have to assume how the temperature is changing, like that. Okay, that is about the heat transfer in composite walls, dear students. I believe that you have learnt many things Conduction with free and convection we have learnt in the composite walls. Generally, there will be no surface convections, so there will be no internal heat generations. If it is given, it is easy to solve also. Until now, it is not given in the composite walls, only free and convection is given. Okay, we have learned 4 different problems. We have learned both elimination method and penalty method of application applying the boundary conditions. I hope you have understood. In the next class, we will learn about heat transfer in 1D fins, where there will be most of surface convections. Okay, I hope you have understood. Any doubts, please contact me. Feel free to call me at any time. Even now I am making this video during night. Now the time is 3:40 am. I prefer this time because there will be silence. I want the video to be perfect and have good clarity both in audio and video. That is why I prefer night time. Even though I am feeling sleepy, I try to manage and explain, because during the daytime there will be a lot of disturbance. Okay, those are the other parts, but still you have to learn. Okay, thank you so much. We will meet again with heat transfer in 1D fins. Thank you.